It is nice again this morning, down in the 40s again here. So I'm going to share this with y'all. The people who follow me on Instagram have already seen this and know the behind the scenes of what's going on with this deal here. So you will look at all this debris. See that chunk? That's one of the main trunk pieces. All that there. Forget about that hardwood piece. It's not in a deal. But all this, there's the very butt section. All this debris came from one pine tree in a guy's front yard. So the story on this thing is, and I've got a video where I worked it and show it all yesterday, and I'll get it up probably in a day or so. So what happened on this deal was this guy lives in town here in East Columbus, and he hired a guy to do this tree. All these towns around the country, counties, stuff like that, they are not going to pick up debris like this right here. I mean, there's no telling what these chunks weigh. I mean, this was about all I could handle trying to get it in the trailer with there. So what he did was he piled all the debris and he hand did it. He didn't have any equipment or nothing. And he cut it. See, that's about a 3.5 foot piece right there. And it's all cut in pieces like that. See that little piece right there, about 2 foot long? That's about 3.5 foot, another 3.5 footer. So I really couldn't chip it efficiently, like feed it with the mini, because those short pieces they're painful to deal with, trying to feed them. So I opted just to haul it off. But anyhow, this guy piled all of this stuff in front of this guy's house in his front yard, out into the road a little bit, and also slap across the neighbor's front yard too. The problem was this guy that took the tree down, or he didn't take the tree down, he left the main trunk, about 40 foot of it, still in the air, which had, I think, 4 forks in it, big forks. See, that's one of the forks right there. Left it standing. He didn't take that part down. None of this came down. And so he told the guy, the dude that took the tree, that cut the tree, topped it, told the homeowner the city would pick this stuff up. So the city explains to the homeowner that, no sir, we are not going to pick that up. You are responsible for picking it up. So the guy that took the tree down snuffed him, left him high and dry. The right thing would have been to do would have been come in there and do it. But he knew that the city would not do it. So he called the guy, the homeowner called me the other day, told me what was going on. I went over there, met with him, looked at it, priced it to him, just like I'd price anybody else. I told him, I said, I'll make you 2 prices on it. I said, I'll make you a price to remove the debris and haul it off. And I said, I'll make you a price to remove the debris and finish taking the tree down and get it on down. So I sent him the quote in. Always write out my quotes, either email them or text them in with everything, detailing everything that I'm gonna do and all that. And so he got back with me and he said, I'll get back with you, in a day or so. And I said, okay, that'll work. So I happened to be back here about lunch yesterday, and he calls me and he says, Tim, he said, as bad as I hate to, he said, man, he says, come clean that stuff up for me. I said, all right. I said, do you want the tree down too? He said, yeah. He said, go ahead and get the tree down. So I said, okay. So I didn't get on the job and started on it till on after lunch. It was about 1 o'clock, maybe a tad after 1. Once I got set up and started, the first thing I did was take the tree down. I went ahead and took it down because I used this brush to my advantage. I took some of the forks out of the tree before I ever dropped the part of the main stem, and then I dropped the main stem. I piled up some of this brush where it would land on it, because the other guy had he had divoted up the yard pretty bad too when he was dropping stuff out of the tree. Because when these chunks hit the ground, man, they can jack up a yard pretty bad, and you got to try to catch them with ropes and what have you. But anyhow, so I rolled on it. I opted again not to chip it because I would have had to hand feed every bit of the stuff, and I was by myself, so I was like, heck with it. I just took the dump trailer and I took the back cross member out on the top where I have more room right there, and I just loaded. Like this pile right here, this is one load. I was able to get that much on a load. So it ended up being 3 whole loads like this right here. So that's 1, and then there's 2, and then there's a 3rd one. And then I had one more, about a half a load right there that was left, and brought in here. Jill went back with me to get the Mini last night. I got everything back home. It was about 9 when we loaded the Mini up, got hooked back up to my gooseneck and brought it home. And she finished while I was loading the Mini. I had the Milwaukee blower there while it was about, like I said, 9 o'clock, and she blew the last little bit that was in the road out of the road there. So the moral of this story is, y'all, if you're gonna have tree work done, for the most part, the tree guys, the arborists, are good guys, good companies out there, real good companies out there that'll do what's supposed to be done and know the deal and things like that. But just like everything else, you've got to select few that are going to do whatever they can do to get a few bucks, and then you're not going to hear anything from them. So be sure and ask questions. Ask one main question: are you insured? And make them prove it if you've got to. Make their insurance company, have their insurance company send you proof of their liability insurance to cover you in case something happens. Ask that question. Ask, what payments do you accept? It's a big deal right there. Some of these cats just want to be paid in cash, and that's it. Make sure they'll take, cash, or, see what they tell you. Cash, checks, credit cards, PayPal, Venmo, anything like that. I do it all. I do everything. So checks, cash, PayPal, take credit cards, whatever. Does not matter to me. I don't care. Ask that question. Make sure that it's a full cleanup job, that it's not just take it down and pile it up. Make sure that you're not going to get stuck with, like this guy did, having to pay somebody else. Now, the bad thing was this guy had like 3 or 4 people come by wanting to clean it up for him. So when he called me yesterday, he was like, look, he said, the guy that told him about me, he said, just come do it. He said, I trust you. I trust what I've been told about, me. And he said, just come get it done. And that is a business, or if you're doing something like that, a service, that's what you want. Because so now this neighborhood where this guy lived, the guy that did this will probably never cut another tree in that entire neighborhood, because everybody's going to talk. Everybody's going to talk. So that's the moral of today's video. So I'm hooked to the chipper right now. I'm about to take it to, see, there it is right there. I'm about to haul it right over here down the road, and then come back, and we'll get the Mini in the lift. And we're going to, I got another one to do over there. The work is endless, and like I said, the one I did yesterday wasn't even on the books till he called me, and I was like, man, I think I can get that thing done, this afternoon. It'll probably take me on in the dark, but I'll go ahead and get it wiped out and get her done. So hope y'all have a great day today. We'll catch y'all later. Later, taters.